We will be talking about this new book, which is from the scholastic publications, Wise Men of the East. And this book is about Sheikh Chilli. The book is being written by Anup Lal. While I was going through the book, I found it pretty amazing, and that's where I wanted to share this with everyone here. Anup Lal has written more than 20 books for children. These include a retelling of Ramayana and two books of poems and translations of several other stories by the noted Hindi Indian writers like Prem Chandra as well. And his last novel was Godan. Now, coming back to the book, and before we even start with the book, let's talk about Sheikh Chilli. So, Sheikh Chilli was a very laughable personality. He was sometimes foolish and often laughable, and he used to spend his days building the castles in air. And this entire book is having short stories around this. Let's start with our first story, that is a tumbler of oil. So, when we are going to start about the tumbler of oil, let's set up the setting here. It was a clear windy day, just the weather to fly a kite. Sheikh Chilli was on the roof of his house, a kite firmly in his hand, squinting up towards the sky, watching his red and green kite soar higher and higher. If only I could tiny through enough to sit on and my kite and fly off into the sky, thought Sheikh Chilli. But then he was rudely shaken out of his innocence revived by the voice of his mother. Beta, where are you? She asked, shading her eyes as she tried to look at him. Coming, Ammi, answered Sheikh Chilli sadly. Slowly he brought his kite back to earth and ran downstairs. Sheikh was his mother's only child, her only family after the death of her husband, and she loved him dearly. Sheikh Chilli's mother handed him an empty tumbler and an 8 anna coin and said, Beta, get me 8 annas worth of mustard oil in this. Bring the oil carefully and hurry back. And then she added her customary warning, don't start dreaming on the way. Do you hear me? Yes, Ammi, said Sheikh. Don't look so weird. You look so beautiful when you do worry. Less beautiful? His mother said in mock exasperation. Where have I the time or money to look beautiful? Go on, you fatler. Hurry to the market and get me this oil. Sheikh ran all the way to the market. Normally, he would have ambled along, but now, since Ammi had told him to hurry, so he did. Arriving at the store, almost completely out of breath, Sheikh Chilli handed the tumbler and 8 annas coin to the shopkeeper, Lala Teliram. Lala ji, Ammi wants 8 annas worth of mustard oil, he panted. Shopkeeper measured out 8 annas worth of oil from the large tin and began pouring it into the tumbler till it was full. This tumbler can only contain 7 annas worth of oil, he said to Sheikh. What shall I do with the rest? Have you got another container or shall I return an anna? Sheikh wasn't fixed. His Ammi had not given him another tumbler or told him to bring back any money. What should he do? Then he had a brainwave. There was a hollow space inside the outer bottom of the tumbler. The extra oil would fit in there. Happily, he turned the tumbler full of oil upside down. All the oil flowed out. Sheikh pointed to the hollow space in the tumbler and said, Pour the rest of the oil in here. Lala Tediram was stupefied, shaking his head in disbelief, and Lala did as he was told. Sheikh held the tumbler carefully and set off homewards. Quite oblivious of the titters of those who had seen the entire incident, Sheikh's mother was washing clothes when he arrived. Where is the rest of the oil? He demanded. Looking with the great bewilderment of the small quantity of oil at the bottom of the tumbler. Here, Sheikh, turning the tumbler right way up and losing the rest of the oil as well. It was here, Amijan. I promise. I saw Lalaji pouring it in. Where has it gone? Into the ground along with your wits, said his mother angrily. Is there no limit to your foolishness? Sheikh was most offended. I did exactly what you told me to, he protested. You told me to bring back 8 annas worth of oil in this tumbler, and I did. You did not tell me what to do if the tumbler was too small. You gave me a small tumbler and now you are getting angry. Don't get angry, Ammi. You look less beautiful when you... Before he could complete his sentence, the mom was seriously angry. I'll beautify you if you do not get out of my sight for a while, said Ammi, picking up the broom that was lying nearby. There is a limit to my patience, even if there isn't to your stupidity. Sheikh ran up to the roof with his kite. Weirdly, his mother went back to washing clothes. She would have to go to market herself to get more oil. Sheikh had wasted the precious time and precious money, and yet she knew what a loving and obedient son he was. In short, while later someone thumped onto the door of the house, it was Lala Teli Ram's son with a bottle of oil. This is yours, Buaji, he said. My father sent it. When Sheikh Bhaiya turned the tumbler off upside down, fortunately the oil fell back into the tin. Where is Bhaiya? He had promised me to teach me to fly a kite. Sheikh's mother was enormously relieved. He is on the top of the roof. Go up, beta, she said, taking the oil and patting the boy's cheek. She wanted back to her work with a smile on her lips. Allah has not forgotten this poor window. So that's what about one of the funny incidents from Sheikh Chilli's chapter. Thank you.